up? It's Zach back out here again for Down South Racing, and today we're gonna do a little video on this 2018 F-150 that is a part of my own personal kind of stable, I guess, of vehicles, my garage, but it's not featured on the channel too much, although I have made some videos on it and they do quite well. So today I'm gonna go over not really like an exact number like of things that why I like this truck so much, but just this truck represents a really good value in terms of you know, the current truck market and vehicle market in general for, you know, what you get that comes in this truck, you know, its capabilities and stuff like that. So I'm going to talk to y'all today about why I think this is one of the best values on the market, especially in the truck market. I think if anybody is considering buying a new truck, I would really highly recommend one of these. So I'm going to get into that right now. So, like I said, this is a 2018 F-150, and in 2018 they remodeled the F-150s just ever so slightly with a new front end, new headlights that kind of wrap more around this way, and so before they were more just kind of right there, but they go kind of more so around. Now this truck has the STX package. That means you get this grill, this mesh style of grill with the big Ford emblem in the middle. You get the big 20-inch wheels on some decent hand-cut tires. They're, you know, they ride pretty well, but they're also, you know, pretty meaty. So I mean, you know, you could take this truck off-road definitely. And so right here you can see it says STX, and again in 2018 they remodeled the tailgate and the rear end just ever so slightly. So they also moved the EcoBoost badge back here to the back, versus before it was up here on the sides of the front doors. So the taillights are a little bit different. They're now kind of separated into two pieces instead of just one. It also has F-150 stamped into the tailgate now. So the big thing about these trucks they remodeled in 2015 is the aluminum body. You can see it makes the truck a lot lighter. This truck right here is actually under 5,000 pounds, and this is a four-door, four-wheel drive truck. So that's pretty impressive with a low, you know, it's got a transfer case for a low range. So that's pretty cool. So guys, this truck right here has Ford's 2.7 liter twin turbo V6. So this is the EcoBoost engine. This is, you know, one of Ford's main product lines, and they have one in pretty much every vehicle you can get. That's even all the way up to the Ford GT supercar. But this engine right here got remodeled a little bit in 2018. So this is technically considered the Gen 2 2.7. So what does that mean? That means power goes up to 325 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. So there's not really a whole lot different as terms of versus the Gen 1. They just a little bit different retuning and maybe a little bit stronger internals and maybe a little bit more turbo PSI to bump up that power. Next big feature of this truck, let me put it in drive right here, is that it has the 10-speed transmission. So that came out last year actually on the F-150s. For the 3.5 liter in 2017 they introduced the 10-speed and the Generation 2 3.5 liter. But so now for all 2018 F-150s other than the base model V6, it's now a 3.3 liter. You get this 10-speed transmission. It is incredible. So here you can hear it running. It is extremely quiet. It's nothing to be proud of by any means, although they do make some aftermarket exhausts that sound pretty good for this truck, but it is extremely quiet. You know, I mean, just even standing right here, I mean, you can't even hardly tell that it's on. And that's with the hood up. So let me go ahead and close the hood. So I mean, it's extremely quiet, which actually makes it very nice to drive down the road. So some technical specs. This truck is actually rated to tow 8,000 pounds, although this is something I really do not like. It is bumper pull, and so that's something I feel like no truck should have in 2018. I feel like you should have a hitch receiver, a 2-inch hitch receiver at a minimum. So Ford, I think you should step that up. It can't cost that much more, and I feel like for the extra couple $100 it would probably cost to put on every truck, people would pay it. So alright guys, so next up, this tailgate does not have the soft letdown feature, although it does lock. But this payload, the payload capacity of this truck is a little bit over 2,400 pounds, so it's pretty good. You know, it's not anything crazy, but pretty good for just a 2.7 liter V6. So, and here's all the Chevy fanboys' favorite part. It's military grade aluminum. It's any commercial you've ever seen about a Chevy truck being better than that is fake. It's been proven many times about the people they say are real people. They're all actors, so don't believe everything you see on the internet. So another cool thing you get with the STX package is you actually get a built-in rubber floor. Like, this isn't something you can take up. It's just built into the truck. So that's pretty awesome. Also, your bench seat back here just folds up, and so you can have a completely flat load floor, so it's pretty cool. Rear seat leg room is incredible. I am 6'5", almost 6'6", and have extremely long legs, and this is my driving position right here. That's how I drive the truck, and you can see I have probably 10 inches of leg room right here, so it's pretty incredible. You also have rear air, and you have a couple USB outlets back here for charging, and a power outlet. So this truck isn't keyless, you have to put the key in, but there you go. And here's the next big feature of the STX package. You get Sync 3 with the 8-inch display here, and so this Sync 3 system is very, very good. It's almost like an iPad in essence, because I mean, like, you can get like, or sorry, go to settings right here, and like, I mean, look, you can just, it's very, very, very responsive, so that's pretty nice. And then last but not least, for the 2018 F-150, they get an electronic parking brake right here that you just pull on that, and then look, it says park brake on, and to let it off, you just put your foot on the brake and press it in. It comes off. There you go. One complaint I do have though is that the light control is right here, and that one button is the only thing you have to turn on any of the lights, even though technically there are just two, but you can't just, there's no like dual lighting or anything like that. So there are a ton of storage pockets in this F-150. You got two in the door, one that runs the whole length of the bottom. You got a little parcel shelf here, a big glove box with 2 compartments, a thing up here to put some stuff, this thing right here, and it can even close it if you'd like, although we have too much stuff in here currently. You got a big glove box here, console I should say, and you got more stuff over here on this side. So, and you have like a little water bottle holder right here you can do on either side of the center console here. Something I will brag on though is the fuel economy that this truck gets. As you can see, the truck has 4,191 miles on it, so it had 15 miles on it when it was at the dealership when you got it, and we've put 4,176.5 on there, and it has averaged 18.9 miles per gallon, so that's pretty impressive for a truck. It actually gets well over 20 out on the highway. So something else that's pretty cool, you have drive modes, and you select them right here by pressing in on the end of your stalk right here, and they change. So you have a few different ones. You have normal, tow haul, snow wet, eco, and sport. And if you drive it in sport, it actually turns this auto start stop automatically off, so that's pretty cool. But if you leave it in like any other mode, you have to press this button over here if you want to turn it off. Alright guys, so first things first here from the driver's seat, the truck sits up nice and high. It's at a good angle. It is tilted ever so slightly forward so you can see I can see all the way to the front of the hood. Keep in mind though, like I said, I am very tall, so I should be able to see out of pretty much anything other than Camaros, but I'm just kidding, it's a little jab. But visibility out of my mirrors is great, you know, out of my rear view mirror is really good, and so I mean the truck is very spacious. It feels very open in here. I will say though, this is based off of the XL, which is the lowest trim level, so the materials in here aren't the best, but for the money, the truck is actually pretty well equipped. And over here, I don't know if you all can see, but one of my favorite features about this truck is the way that the door kind of slopes down right here, and it comes down into right here, so you have a better view of your mirrors on both sides. So that's pretty neat. But we're about to go, you know, take this thing for a little drive, and I'm going to tell you some, or a lot of the things that there are to like, some of the things that there are to dislike, and go over the engine's performance, transmission's performance, stuff like that, how the steering feels, how the brakes are, stuff, all the stuff that pertains to driving. So here we go. First things first, the Ford F-Series trucks are the best-selling vehicle in America, so Ford knows how to build a good truck, and this truck is no exception to that. The truck rides extremely well. It's actually extremely quiet. My dad and I talk about this all the time. It's one of the quietest vehicles we have ever had in our fleet, and we've had well over 30 vehicles in the 20 years that I've been alive, and so that's that's a big testament to Ford, especially with these tires, because when we first looked at the truck, I thought it would be a little bit have a little bit of road noise because of the tire tread pattern, but the truck drives incredible. The braking is actually pretty good, because like I said, the truck doesn't weigh all that much to be a truck, and it's got 4-wheel disc brakes and stuff, and so it stops very well. The feel isn't super great, but the grab is pretty initial. I would say just less than an inch down on the pedal, and you can get full, like grab. It's not something that you really have to wait too much for. But we're going to take the truck on a little back road right here, and maybe test out the performance a little bit, test out the handling, more stuff like that. We're going to start out here in normal mode, just driving the truck, and we're about to go over a bump. That gives me an opportunity to tell you about the suspension. And like I said, the truck handled that bump really well, actually, to be a truck. Especially this truck rides more kind of like a mid-size SUV than if you're used to like an older style of truck, how that rides. And so that's big props to Ford. Obviously, they spend a lot of time and stuff like that. These F-150s go through like 10 million development miles or something like that before they release them to the public, so that's awesome. The steering is actually, to be a truck, it is pretty good. It's very direct. There's not a whole lot of feel. It's not completely numb, so to speak. Like I can tell, you know, where the tires go and stuff like that. But like right up here, we're about to go through a curve, so I'll show you that. But like, again, the brakes right here, ever so slightly braking, they grab well. Going through these couple little S curves right here, and I mean, the truck goes exactly where I want it to go. So that's a plus, especially for Ford, and it makes it easier for more people to drive the truck. You know, like you think of a truck, mostly not being sexist at all here when I say this, as you know, something a man drives all the time, but like this truck right here, my grandmother could get in and drive. It's that easy because the steering is light, but it has a lot of feel. The brake, you know, you don't have to press it down too hard to get a whole lot of stopping power, and the accelerator is actually pretty linear, to even, especially to be a turbocharged truck, because like, you know, you press it down a little bit and it serves up just a little bit of torque. And so that gets into my next thing right here. Like, we'll put the truck in sport mode right here. I had to click it a few times, but you know, it holds gears longer and stuff like that. And like, we'll slow down a little bit here, and that way, you know, we just get a quick burst of acceleration. Don't want to, you know, exceed the speed limit by any means. I would never do that, but like, you know, slowing down right here to 40 miles an hour. The truck is auto blip downshifting. It rev matches. We're in 4th gear, and just that speed right there already exceeded the speed limit by just 1 or 2 miles an hour, wink wink. But we're in Mexico, so it doesn't matter. But this truck is extremely fast to be a truck. Anybody with a modern F-150 EcoBoost truck, I'm going to put it back into normal mode here so it'll stop holding the gears, but anybody with a modern EcoBoost truck will tell you these trucks fly, and this 10-speed transmission is incredible. Like right now we're in 7th gear going 40 miles an hour, and we're at 1500 RPM, and so like we're about to turn up this little road right here. It goes from 7th down to 6th, 5th, 4th, 3, and it'll probably stay in 3 right here. But something other than that, like, let me make sure there's nobody around me right here, and like I can come to a stop right here, and the truck will turn off because it's in auto start stop mode right here. So come to a stop, complete stop, hear the truck turn off, the air conditioner's still running, let off the brake, turns right back on. But something else cool, it goes from 1 to 3, it goes from 1st to 3rd gear if you're not all the way on it. It goes from 3 to 5, and from there on out it will go like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it skip shifts is what that's called. So that's pretty cool that this transmission is that smart. Super torquey though. I mean, we're in 7th gear going, you know, 40 miles an hour up this pretty steep hill. So that, you know, 400 pound-feet of torque, even though I think when some people dyno them, they dyno almost that to the wheels. So it's probably a little bit underrated. But that's a good thing in essence, because you know that the truck has the power to pull and tow and stuff like that, and it will get you up the hill. So this truck overall, you know, if I had to score this truck out of 10, I'd give it a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. It's not perfect by any means, but it is very, very good for the price of it here. I will see if I can find the what do they call it, the Monroney, or the slip of this truck right here. But if not, then I think this is it right here. I think it was $43,000 sticker price, but yeah, $43,170. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but so the options on this truck are it's the Super Crew with the 145-inch wheelbase, 2.7 liter V6, 10-speed auto with tow, black exterior, interior, gray interior, black sport cloth. So, and the only options as far as upcharge on this truck, it has the 101A group, which comes with the STX package. That's how you get the big screen and stuff for $2,555. 2.7 liter EcoBoost $995, STX package $1995, XL Sport appearance package $775. And so all that equated to $45,170, and it says XL mid discount $750, STX appearance discount $1,250, total savings $2,000. $43,170 was the sticker price for this truck. So we got this truck much cheaper than that, and that is something else that I'm going to talk about next. Ford actually offers a lease on these trucks for this exact truck right here that starts at $199 a month. That's before tax, title, and all that stuff. But I'm not going to tell you the exact amount, but somewhere in the mid 200s is what we pay for this truck every month. And it's a 24-month lease, which is really cool, because in about 2 years, assuming we don't, you know, have a crazy amount of miles on it, which we're doing pretty well right now. We've had a little over 4 months, and it's got a little over 4,000 miles. So we're doing pretty well right now, but you know, anything could change. Could have taken on a trip or anything, which, by the way, I would recommend doing. It's perfectly capable of taking your family anywhere you want to go. But the truck, you know, for the little you know, $250 or so a month, you know, give or take a little bit, I'm not gonna tell you the exact amount, this truck is incredible value. And like I was saying, in 2 years we can upgrade to a new one, you know, assuming the miles aren't that good, and so then you can start all over again for a very similar payment. That's why leasing makes sense, because cars are a depreciating asset, and so leasing, you know, you don't technically have to swallow that as long as you follow the guidelines that you signed up for. Now if you do go over the miles, you do have to pay a penalty per mile and stuff like that, and you're allowed, like, I think $1,500 in wear and tear. So stuff like that, you know, you got to take into account. You got to take care of your vehicle still. Yet it is yours, you just technically don't own it, like in the sense that, like, you don't have to, like on Ford's leases at least, you don't have to pay like property tax and stuff like that. It's all rolled into the payment, so that's really nice. Something else I like about this truck is you can actually hear the turbos spool up, and that's, you know, that's pretty cool to me, because it doesn't have the big V8 sound, but it's got to be unique. And like, I'll shut up here for a second, but you can hear them spool up and then blow off, so that's pretty neat. I like that. But that gives you, you know, something to talk about with your buddies and stuff, and that's you know, cool, because most manufacturers are moving away from big V8s. So car guys and, you know, truck guys, whatever, you have to find, you know, different things to be interested in about your vehicle. So that's something. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it informative. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Comment down below anyways, and tell me, you know, what you think. If you have a truck, if you like your truck, if you wish you got something different, if you think there's a truck that's better value than this, please let me know. I'd love to hear your opinions. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I'm right and that's that. You know, that's just ignorant, and people shouldn't be like that. But this truck is incredible value for money, and I would, like I said, I would recommend it to anyone who is wanting to get a new truck and not spend a crazy amount of money. Because guys, we live in a day and age where to get like a leather interior in a truck, a touchscreen, you know, stuff like that, 4 doors, I mean, it's $50,000 to get a 4-wheel drive version of one of those trucks. So this truck right here, for, you know, somewhere in the mid-30s after discounts, is really, really good value for money. But guys, subscribe for more videos like this if you haven't already. We try to put out videos every day or every other day at a minimum. I'm Zach. We have a couple other guys on the channel. If you didn't know, check out our other videos. Go like those as well. Drop a like on this video. It helps us out a lot, guys, the viewer interactions. So comment, like, do whatever. Even if you dislike, you know, if you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. That still helps us out to show, you know, like, hey, like, if this video got a lot of dislikes and not a lot of likes, shouldn't do videos like that. So it helps us out. But like I said, guys, please subscribe for more content. But until the next video, guys, I am about to head home and edit this video and get a little rest. Peace out.